on air. We'll be collapsing the two segments into one in order to give you, our distinguished listener, more time to be able to participate during the course of the program. In other words, what I am saying is, for this particular edition of the program, we'll be taking a look at what the newspapers say, as well as having the analysis. We'll be having the analysis to each of those stories that we'll be looking at together this morning. Right about now, I'll be going for a very short break, and once I'm back, it's over time for the episode of the program in full detail. Going nowhere, still at 5.1 FM, and the program is the Round Table Talk.
When others discuss issues, they do so in half measure. But here, you're guaranteed a full measure, from politics to other trending national issues. This is where we, with the contributions of experts and opinion holders, dissect issues in full measure as they unfold. This is the Round Table Talk on Ajoba 95.1 FM. Stay tuned.
Alright, welcome back. It's still at 5.1 FM, and the program is the Round Table Talk. Alright, on this segment of the program, I have the Punch newspaper, the Daily Post newspaper, as well as the Vanguard newspaper. So I'll start by taking a look at the headlines of each of those stories across the dailies, and then after that we'll take a look at details of some of the stories as well as the analysis. So the Punch newspaper has this morning: insecurity, anxiety as NYSC camps open in high-risk states. Other headlines coming from the Punch newspaper this morning: Ondo Deputy Governor awards scholarships to 100 students. Landslide kills 7, dozens missing in Indonesia. We clean Lagos, but they treat us like trash, says Loma sweepers. Anambra agency arrests fake revenue agents in Onitsha. Cable theft, NSCDC arrests 2 in Kogi. Abducted Gombe community leader freed by police. 3 nabbed while trying to sell stolen tricycle in Enugu. Shippers reject new port fees, warn of soaring costs. FG, Edo government back airport revival plan. All right, the Daily Post asks this. It's national embarrassment. Nigerians react as national grid collapses. Electricity supply restoration begins hours after national grid collapse. Bandits renew attacks on Katsina communities despite peace agreement. Lagos court convicts AAC consultant for diverting 30.56 million naira belonging to Chevron workers. Kano LG chair Saadatu Soja resigns, discloses reasons. Nigerian economy better under Tinubu, says APC chieftain Arishe. They're obsessed with Atiku Obi. Frank Shaibu eats presidency over reversal of ambassadorial appointment. Automatic ticket issue will be resolved. APC expresses readiness to receive Kano's Yusuf. "2027, you will not escape judgment." NNPP paints gloomy picture of Governor Yusuf's political future. APC won't rule forever, likely to go in 2027, says El-Rufai. Edo government, PDP renew hostility over Governor Okpebholo's proposed airline. Impeachment threat, take over Rivers Assembly now, APC leaders to National Assembly. Still from the Daily Post newspaper, Naira appreciates against US dollar as Nigeria's FX reserves eats $46 billion. Nigerian stock market rebounds as investors gain 74 billion naira. Nigerian Naira continues depreciation against US dollars. Let's take a look at what the Vanguard newspaper is saying this morning. Headlines from the Vanguard newspaper. Killings, abductions soar after U.S. airstrikes as terrorists kill 183, abduct 366 in 27 days. Yoruba Igbo leaders say continued coexistence untenable. Our police inspector mocked, assaulted, detained me. US-Nigeria Working Group holds strategic security session. 2027, Peter Obi remains ruling party's target. US strike on alleged drug smuggling boat kills 2 in Pacific. Right about now, I'll be going for a very, very short break here. Once I'm back, it will be time to take the details of some of the stories this morning, as well as take a look at the analysis. Go nowhere, it's still about 95.1 FM, and the program is the Round Table Talk.
When others discuss issues, they do so in half measure. But here, you're guaranteed a full measure from politics to other trending national issues. This is where we, with the contributions of experts and opinion holders, dissect issues in full measure as they unfold. This is the Round Table Talk on Ajoba 95.1 FM. Stay tuned.
Welcome back from that break. It's still at over 95.1 FM and the program is the Roundtable Talk. Okay, this morning's segment of the program, I have with me in the studio my in-house analyst and person of engineer Muyiwa Obayoju. You're welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you, Tenny. Thank you, Terry. Good morning to our listeners out there. It's good to be back here.
All right, engineer. I will say your voice sounds. I wouldn't know. Maybe should it be the cold, the Harmattan, or should I assume that of course Nigeria has always been good to you and it will continue to be good to you? Yeah. So should I assume that it's the goodness of Nigeria that's
this one is cold. You know, people like some of us cannot live in a place like Canada. It's too cold for comfort. So the Harmattan is coming gradually and it's
actually taking its toll.
So I think it's cold, nothing. That's nothing.
Okay.
I'm good. Nigeria is good.
Okay. I was actually thinking maybe, the goodness of Nigeria is actually choking and the voice is gradually changing.
Nigeria is good. That's
okay.
And Nigeria will continue to be good.
Definitely by God's grace.
Yeah, Nigeria is good.
All right. So
challenges may come and challenges everywhere. Every country experiences challenges. Just unfortunate that we in Nigeria we like to forget about the good and talk about the bad and escalate and amplify the bad. Okay. And everybody now see Nigeria as being bad. No,
more than the good, right?
And many countries are looking up to Nigeria, and many countries are suffering more than this. Our currency. Go to Iran now. $1 in Iran is close to 220 something thousand.
Could it be possible that perhaps it's our level of consciousness and level of education and exposure as a country that's making us actually have, because a lot of people are conscious about what goes on in their environment?
The politician has divided us along these political, ethnic, and religious lines. So, especially the political lines. So now, because people are playing politics, so they downplay the good, they amplify the bad in the name of politics. Most of the things that many people are saying, it's not as if they don't know that. At least it's not all bad. But because they want to play that politics.
Okay, but we also have situations in which people also downplay the good because of the bad, rather, because of politics.
Yeah,
people say red and call it yellow because of politics.
Yes, as scientists and engineers, we want to look at the proportion. We want to look at the statistics. We want to look at the percentage. Okay, so now those ones that are amplifying the bad, the good, and forget about the bad, they are the people in government. And you don't expect them to do less than that because they want to present themselves.
That's why they're getting paid.
But you see, you have to balance the equation. Okay, now Nigeria is our home. No matter where you run to, Japa to anywhere, except you don't want to come home. So if you don't want to come home, I've seen someone that said, "There's nothing. Even if I die, they should bury me in that place." I said, what a person! What type of life is this? That you so hate your country, you want to go and be buried. So now, good for those ones. But then the improvement, when you see something that are destroyed for so long years, it doesn't take few years to make it good. It's a process that will continue. But at the same time, no matter what, you still have the good aspect of it. Even in families, apart from government, in families we have challenges in families. So you can't why can't some of these people go out and begin to tell everybody and say, do you know, in my family I have this problem? They will still put on good clothes. They will do everything, hoping that it's going to be better. So and that's why I'm happy when people call in and still pray for this nation. So does that mean we are not having challenges? No, we are having very enormous challenges, especially the issue of insecurity. But does it mean there's not good other aspect of it? There are. Most importantly, when you just wake up and see yourself alive. So that is one thing. Then it's going to be better. There's no cloud without a silver lining. So which means that there are challenges, and everybody knows there are challenges. Now, you don't expect government to tell you that things are all 100% good. They want to present themselves in the other side. It's you now that will know, okay, now things are not that good, but I hope that it's going to be better. So, and like I used to say, the life and death is in the tongue. Now, if in the name of what politicians are playing their politics, and you are now using that to control your own life by saying everything is bad, then that's what you begin to experience. So even though you know that there are challenges, you don't want to talk about challenges. You want to talk about life. You want to speak life to yourself. You want to speak life to the nation. And that's the life you're enjoying. There's no way everything is good that we have. We still have slums in US. We have slums in Britain. People are still sleeping outside there. And I'm not talking of Nigerians, so Britons and Americans. So there is no way everything is good that you have. There is no way that you won't have people with challenges, that you won't have bad people, that you will have poor people. Even if you give everybody 10 billion, you will still have poor people. So now everybody now coming and be saying, oh, the country is you need to hear some people come and talk online in the name of, they even you put emotion to it, in the name of just want to prove that the government is good. Is the government, has the government get to the pinnacle? No. Is it yet to rule? No. But at least they are trying. But you yourself, you are the one that will speak the life that you want to yourself. Don't allow the Nigerian to now turn you to make you begin to curse yourself in the name of want to show that Nigeria is bad. No. Okay. Go to anywhere and see. Those people that have gone to America, ask them how many dollars have they been picking on the ground. The ones that have gone to UK, tell them how many, where they are plucking the pounds. Those in Canada, let them tell you where they are picking the something. What they have gone to do there, they cannot do it here. So now fine, the currency is not the same, but then let them come and say what they are doing. You could imagine what some people are doing. They say, oh, yes, it doesn't matter. But the money is good, the environment is good, everything is good. But some people want that thing to be good there. I'm not trying to support any government. I'm just saying that, Rome was not built in a day. 220-something years, 200 years democracy is not the same thing as our 26 years of democracy. And that's not to say the government should not be better, especially in the area of insecurity, just as we want to talk about it this morning. That government should do more than they are doing. And they can do better if they have the willpower to do it. And that is how it is.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, Engineer Mbayoju, for that wonderful introduction, I must say. All right, I want us to start this morning with this story. I just got a glimpse of it now, coming from the Vanguard newspaper. Okay, reported by the Vanguard newspaper, rather. Fubara is APC leader in Rivers, says presidency. The presidency yesterday laid to rest the controversy over the leadership hierarchy of the All Progressives Congress, APC, in Rivers State by declaring Governor Siminalayi Fubara as the leader of the party in the state. Special advisor to the president, Bola Tinubu, on policy communication, Dane Bwala, who spoke on Hard Copy, a channel television program, said President Bola Tinubu aligns with the position of the entire UWACDA national chairman of the party on the leadership crisis hierarchy in Rivers State. On January 3, the APC chairman said Governor Fubara leads the party in the state. UWACDA noted that the APC accords governors the privilege of leading the party at the state level, while urging them to respect inclusion and avoid disenfranchising other party members. Speaking on Channel's television program, Bwala said Fubara must be allowed to carry out his duties without undue interference. Bwala said Tinubu's position is in tandem with the party's internal rules and democratic principles. Bwala also addressed concerns over Wiki's influence within the federal government, noting that appointments do not supersede national interest. According to him, we've heard people complain that as a cabinet member, Wiki enjoys certain benefits. Wiki has been adequately compensated. The president believes in compensating people, but not at the expense of the interests of Nigeria. President Bola Tinubu gives latitude, but once you cross the line, you will know. He added that the Cold War between Wiki and Fubara is being handled. When you ask who's the leader of the party, the answer is the governor. The impeachment procedure must be consistent with the practice of law and constitutional requirements, he added. Okay, a long story there. Fubara is APC leader in Rivers, says presidency. Engineer Mbayoju.
Yes, I don't think there's any controversy about that because we are talking about party. And when you look at the party politics in Rivers State, you know that there's difference between when Fubara is in PDP under his godfather Wiki, and now that Fubara is in APC under the APC leadership. Now, there are two different things. Fubara has now crossed from PDP to APC. Where Fubara is in PDP, yes, we may quite to assume that, in that state, Wiki is the PDP leader there, being the godfather And that depends on the hierarchy or whatever, the grade that the PDP gives to it. Give may say, well, Fubara is the leader there, and Wike is just the governor. But as far as APC is concerned, they have come out. There has been a lot of insinuations, a lot of thoughts that, well, who is the leader? Who is the leader? But because the party has now separated them, now you won't expect the president to say Wike, a PDP member, is the leader of the party of APC in Rivers State. No, it's not possible. That's not possible. So it is right. There's nothing special in what Boala has said to say that the APC have said that anytime the governor of the state assumes, I've said it several times here, that the politics between 79, 59, 79, 83 is even from the politics we are playing there. Now, in those times, the chairman of the party is the leader of the party in the state. The chairman of the party is the leader of the party at the national, at the federal. But Obasanjo came and turned the whole thing around because Obasanjo is somebody that always wants to assume power, probably because of his military background. So he turned it around and assumed the leadership of the party of PDP in 1999. And everybody has been following suit. They changed this paradigm by saying that the governor is the leader of the party in the state. So now that has changed everything. At that time in 1983, when Shagari was between 79 and 3, when Shagari was the president of Nigeria, Adisa Akinloye was the chairman of MPN. Adisa Akinloye was the one taking orders, one was controlling the party. When there's national caucus meeting, when there's national party meeting or congress, Adisa Akinloye preside. Adisa Akinloye will be the one that will fix the meeting. And President Robert Shagari will be there as a member, not as president, because it's a party affair. All right. Now, Adisa Akinloye will preside and take decisions which will affect the president. Adisa Akinloye can go to the president and say, what you are doing is not in tandem with the manifestos of the party at that time, because there's party supremacy. Okay, there's ideology, and the party takes supreme over every other member. But when Obasanjo changed the thing, it has become like that, where the governor assumed the party. So even the chairman of the party at the state is under the beck and call of the governor. In fact, sometimes the president also gave the chairman of the party at the national, gives them appointment. So at that time, it is the party caucus or congress that can remove the chairman of the party or during the expiration of his term tenure. But if these days now, once the president look at Obasanjo, the number of chairman he removed, the number of senate presidents he removed. So these days now, once the president is not happy with the chairman, he ordered for his removal, and the Congress follows suit. These days now, when there is national executive committee or council meeting of any party, they depend on the president. The president will give the date. The president will give the time. It wasn't like that.
Even the venue.
Even the venue. So when the president does not have time, you can remember this issue, the last meeting of APC, when Tinubu wasn't around. They have to wait for him. But at that time, during this 79-83, Tinubu will not travel. Or if he travels, then they are going to hold the meeting. Probably will come and make the decision of the meeting, because he's not the one that will be in charge. So that's, and the same way it is then. Obafemi Awolowo, what's the name of this man? Chief GLK Ajuluchukwu, and I forgot the name from the east. They are the one that in charge of the party. So that is it. But now things have changed. So now, since that time, the governor has assumed the leadership of the party at the state level, and the president has assumed the leadership of the party at the national level. So there's nothing they want to do. They have to recourse to the governor to give them time. Sir, we want to have NEC. When would it be convenient for you, sir? Oh, I'll be traveling to Switzerland. From there, I'll go to London. From London, let's shift it to next month. Okay, sir. And they'll shift it. But it wasn't like that day. So you can because the party is no more the supreme, it's the president or the governor that assumed that position. So that's why it is. So nobody will expect that the president will still say Wike is the leader of the party in Rivers State. No, it doesn't. It doesn't hold water. The Wike is not in APC. And that's why people are saying that people are now saying that Wike does not allow Fubara to beat him to the game. It is Wike that's supposed to have the camp. Now that you don't want to have anything to do with PDP is in this arrange, you'll have the camp. As it may Wike the camp before Fubara, then Wike will have still remain. It will have be now to say, okay, let's now begin to discuss it. Now Wike is the godfather of this, but nobody can come here and say Wike should remain no. But at the River State politics. Okay, we now begin to now say, okay, now begin to let's now begin to introduce the conversation on who now is the party who is the leader of River State politics. But as far as APC is concerned, even if president did not come out to say that, everybody knows that once they give him the card 001, it means that it's number one and he's the leader of that APC.
Well, with the unfolding situation of things, do you presume, or do you assume rather, that Wike's tenure as the leader of Rivers State politics might be tilting towards its end? You will discover that it appears the president is like setting boundaries for Wike. And it even appears that even within the federal cabinet,
you play, especially when you now find out that you have more enemy than friend, then you have to be very careful. But at the same time, in Nigerian politics, you have to be of value before you can become relevant.
okay,
You still have to be playing it, because if you are not more there, you are not more relevant. And one thing about politics is that no matter how high you can be as high as anything once you are there. And you can become as low as anything within a minute.
once you're out of there.
And in politics, nobody wants to become irrelevant. Because once you are irrelevant, you lose out in political games, whether in your state, your local government, everywhere. And you know, this is the way it works in Nigeria. They know that it's compensational thing in Nigerian politics. And that's why everybody wants to remain there, because of that authority. Once they know that you command respect, you have authority, then you have followership. But the moment they find out that there's nothing more again to gain from you, everybody dumps you. If you want to remember that, go and meet you Bernabati and let him explain to you what happened the moment Jonathan considered that defeat. He said within 30 minutes, Asura became dry. He said the place everybody will be saying, want to see president, foreign diplomats, international community people, everybody. But the moment they are this man, you don't consider, okay. Said they now went to Buhari's place, even though he hasn't been sworn in. That's to tell you how politics is. Now, as far as where Jonathan is concerned, they know that it's over for him. As far as it's concerned, they know that there's nothing they can get from him. Again, that authority has been relinquished. That power has been he has lost it. So, as far as whether you want to get contract, you want to get appointment, you want to get influence, it's not more from him. So they have to live it, and that's what politics is all about. And that's the reason why you see somebody is fighting like a Wike to retain that power. It's because of that. Where is Sir Peter Odili? He's a former governor, but where is it in Rivers State? Where is Rotimi Amechi? He's a former minister, former governor. Where is in Rivers State? But today, if Wike has moved through all the 26 local government or 30-something local government in Rivers State with crowd, why? Because is he controlling that power? Is he controlling that? He has the authority. He's a federal minister. He has influence in government. He has money. That's it. So that's why it is. So now, if you understand this, you now know what Wike is fighting for. He even said it. I'm down for if this man return to power. That will be the end. And so now the next thing that I should be praying for now is that it's not replaced. He has a lot of enemy. There will be a lot of grand dancing movement on the ground to remove him. But because of his political clout and his weight, and what he's doing within the PDP for the government, that's why the president cannot remove him. But at the same time, when it comes to party politics, there has to be boundary. There has to be distinction. So now that's why the president has to come out and say, well, in APC, Wike is the leader of the party.
You mean Fubara?
Fubara is the leader of the party, and you should allow him to rule. Allow him to rule. Enough of this. Allow him to rule. And that's why you find out that Fubara now is very peaceful, even during this impeachment, because there are ground forces on the ground working for him. Somebody that told him to go to court knows what he's saying. The person that advised him to change to the camp, the only way to can fight this man is to decamp to the ruling party.
I think he made the right choice by decamping to the
That's
party.
it. That's the
Because as
minute.
it is, I can tell you from what we read here and from other stories revolving around, you will discover that the national leadership of the APC is strongly behind Fubara, issuing warnings to the Rivers House of Assembly to stop the impeachment process and all of that. And then political observers are begin to emerge that on the long run, won't we have a situation in which things turn around and then instead of Fubara getting impeached, the Speaker of the Rivers State of Assembly gets impeached, because as we speak, he has moved to the appeal court. So people are beginning to have this opinion that on the long run, are we not going to see a scenario in which instead of Fubara getting impeached as the governor of Rivers State, Amewuni gets impeached as the Speaker of Rivers House of Assembly, and then everybody couples and everybody will do what the leadership of the party wants?
That may not be easy. You know, another mistake that the Rivers State House of Assembly made was to have decamped to APC. It would have been easy for them if they remain in PDP. It would have been PDP against APC. That would have been one understandable in political circle that, it's opposition party fighting the ruling party.
And at this point, they can't go back to PDP.
But they can't go back. But now it is at the end of the day, they will say that, why are you fighting against yourself? APC.
APC against APC.
Then apart from that, you see, again, somebody advised Fubara to go to court. Though the court has no jurisdiction on legislative matters. But then, when you look at the cunning way in which the CCJ, Amadi, drafted that letter, you know that he has put them in a difficult situation. He was trying to say that even though I know that the court may not have the right to stop this process, because by law, the court cannot stop a legislative process. And the National Assembly cannot take over an active government. They can only take over in the place of emergency, and there's no emergency. So somebody saying the National Assembly come and take over, that one does not hold water. It's against the Constitution.
Okay.
So now, the judge said, I did this because of the one that happened in Kwara State. He said at that time the Kwara CJ went ahead to constitute committee, even though there are court injunction. He said there was a barrage of people begin to talk about to him that as an officer of the Temple of Justice, you should have obeyed the court order first and let the constitutional now explain. The constitutional now begin to explain it. So that's, you shouldn't have gone against. If you are a judge, you are going against.
Chief judge of the state, and then you are going against the laws of the land.
And you shouldn't have done that. That once the two are put to you side by side, as the habitat, you're supposed to go
with that of the judiciary instead of that of the legislature.
Now 100%. Let them begin to argue it, and that's exactly what has now. You now begin to see counter court judgment. The National Assembly went to Yigbo or whatever to take under injunction that the something has been suspended. Then another court now said, okay, even anything that has to do with impeachment should be suspended indefinitely. People now begin to now be constitutional lawyers will now come out and now begin to say whether it is right or whether it's wrong, whether it's right, whether it's wrong, and that's how what they will be doing, and the time will be going. Now, at the end of the day, it will go to appeal. The appeal may now say, okay, this is it or that. They will still go to Supreme Court, which will now still begin to extend. And at the end, they will now tell the people, what's even your problem? This is 2027. So what else? Now, allow him to do his government, and if there's any other thing, then present a candidate. What everybody will tell Wike now is that let the sleeping dog lie. Present a candidate against the government.
Against the governor come 2027.
Come 2027. That's all.
But do you think that Wike can actually field a candidate in the APC?
Well,
because the truth of the matter is, definitely with the body language of the presidency, Fubara will actually have his way contesting for re-election on the platform of the APC. Do you see Wike either fielding candidate under the PDP or
Wike will field candidate in APC? Wike will field candidate in PDP. Wike is a fighter. It's not somebody that will give in easily.
Okay.
Wike can even relegate that FCT minister to come to Rivers and fight. Wike's soul, body, everything. Wike knows how he wrestled that power from the hierarchy. Who is Wike? Wike is a local government chairman, Sir Peter Odili.
Engineer,
and it was Peter Odili that Mrs. Patient Jonathan took Wike like this and had everybody to and said, make this man. So, but he go against him again. Rotimi Amechi made him chief of staff. Then, okay, now made him the governor. Same, he fought Rotimi and to a standstill. Okay. There is Magnus Abbey. There are a lot of people there that
my point is if Wike is going to do that, don't you see, I said it last week, but I think it's becoming clearer, don't you see a situation in which it will become Wike versus the APC? Because definitely the APC is also actually having its own
but you should also understand that for Fubara goes with that financial muscle. So now some people that are not happy, Wike can bring them together. I just know they are bringing them together, and he can spend anything. Yeah, from there now, probably raise a candidate. He won't show up, but be doing it on the ground, just as every other party do it. Parties send their mysteries, infiltrate other parties to destroy other parties to get what they are doing. They have to do one to the other, so we can do the same thing. They can also field a candidate in PDP too, for a show of strength and power. But if he wants to field a candidate in PDP, then he will be sure that he's ready to leave the something. That is if he's not removed. But I don't see the president remove him. But I know that
there have been a lot of calls.
If impeachment did not work, then another thing will work. It's a fighter. But even the impeachment, they have not given up because. But now there's a confusion because there have been a court cases that they said the judge shouldn't be suspended. The judge should constitute that committee. And there's another one that said even anything that has to do with impeachment is suspended indefinitely. So there are confusion, there are contradictions. That one will not take a lot of time.
That was what I was about saying. That don't you see that probably that will actually lead to prolonging the whole process, and then at the end of the day, the impeachment will just be a forgotten issue.
You know, in civil matters, you can take adjournment for as long as you want. That's why this land makes so much money in civil matters. They will just come and say, "My Lord, I'm still looking for one file. Please, can you,
my Lord,
please, I want to take adjournment. I will just take the loan." So that's it.
Adjournment.
Even if there's a case, then they will go to appeal. They will start the same process of adjournment. Then they can go to Supreme Court. Okay, Supreme Court, interpret this law for us. Does the High Court have power to stop legislative process because there's a confusion in the something? And that one, that again, they say the Supreme Court will say we have a lot of cases, and you know in Nigeria there can be phone call too.
Definitely.
Hello, yeah, I'm interested in that case. Don't worry, don't do anything, just adjourn it.
Adjourn.
That's all. So that's why. So Wike is in a precarious situation. I
technically, if you look at it very well, if Fubara wins this impeachment or in between saga, that might be the beginning of the end of Wike University.
But we can't conclude like that.
Not the beginning of the end, not the end.
Okay, the beginning of the end.
So probably before it gets to the end.
Also signal the beginning of the end for Fubara. Because let's assume he win all this impeachment in Broglio, then he's coming back again to contest for election.
For second term.
How does he win that?
If he wins the primary at the APC level.
How does he win?
It's possible. Well, depending on his political weight. Anyway, I wouldn't know about his political weight.
Does he have any weight? Somebody that cannot win half of the members of State House of Assembly.
Well, for that particular scenario, Engineer, for that particular scenario, I think we have it represents the executive, and we also have the legislature, and then of course going by the principles of checks and balances, each of those arms of government, each of them have their own footholds. Each of them are independent of the other. So I'm beginning to think, going by the way the whole thing is panning out, I'm beginning to think that Fubara did not want to go through the consultation path in resolving this issue. That was why, my own guess anyway, that's why he did not actually consult with members of the House of Assembly and try to entreat them to his own side. He decides to go with the use of force going through the court.
That's one thing about politics. Now, PESH, for a institution like this, to eat.
Okay.
And what do? They serve as the national advisor. Don't worry. You won't see them. These are meetings that takes over that comes on late in the night. So which judge do you know? Say, I know justice. Okay, go to his court, take injunction. But it's against the law. The court cannot. I've read it that they say the court cannot stop. You take injunction first. Go ahead. Go and take it. Let the lawyer begin to argue that. At least that will give you a leverage of some time in terms of delay. Then you still continue your process. Okay, that's one thing. I would say some people that said, "Do you know how to solve this problem?" They come to APC. Do you sign the agreement? I say, "Yes, I signed it." Why do you sign the agreement? For peace to reign. I don't just like problem. I want peace to reign. Then I want to give it to him. Okay, it's okay, but you sign. All right. The only thing you can do now that will save you, they come to the ruling party. Now it will not be not you again, the party against your boss. Say, is it? Yes. Let's go and do it.
And that's exactly what's happening now.
And that's what's happening now. Because APC operates like a court. They will never leave their own. So
even if their own is as
they will matter. You know what they used to call APC? Come to us and your sins are forgiven. So they come to APC. Oh, are you sure? Leave it for us, Your Excellency. You just begin to run your government. Now, number one, since you can't win them, you don't want somebody told you not to win them, which would have been better for you. Now, since you can't win them, why don't you also follow the method? No, nobody knows. We're just hearing
the meeting they had with the president.
With the president, why don't the people ask you and say, bring the budget? Why did you present the budget? They say, bring the list of your cabinet members. Let's screen them. Why don't you do that? Is that difficult?
Those are just constitutional things to do.
DDB had done that now. It'll be so easy for him, because these are the things you can't afford. They are constitutional matters. Whatever they tell you tomorrow, whatever they want to say tomorrow, did you bring something? No. Did they ask you to bring it? Yes. Why did you bring it? And when I wanted to give to them, I didn't see them. Is that an excuse? Did you bring the list of the members of the cabinet to them? Is there any saying that even FCT that Wike is, he also sent the list to the National Assembly of all the people that are working with him. He also present the budget to the National Assembly. and they approved for him. So why is it difficult for you to do the same thing? Because when you talk about A, you also have to balance it with B. He also has his own fault. And you know, we have been talking about this before, during even the beginning of all this process. When you are using 4 members to pass 800 billion, you are using 3 members to pass almost close to 8 trillion. Who does that? When you just go ahead and conduct a local government election and put all parties there, you even ask APP to go and present, and you allow all of them to win. Well, you see, some of these things are also there. But because in Nigeria there is no, we can't say there is a full due process, and that's why you can be hearing something like this. We have up to today in Rivers State, you have 600 billion sitting in their treasury. You have commissioners that are not screened. You have a appropriation that you have a money that are spent without appropriation. If they are gross, if don't let us deceive ourselves. They are really gross out of their gross out of. It's very appropriation. The law really films against any leader spending money without the people. That's why we have the people there. That means you are spending the people their money in without their trust, without asking you to do
without
that. Without the approval. It's against the law. But because in Nigeria, in Nigerian politics, anything goes. And that's why we are just sitting down here to now say, okay, is there going to be impeachment? It's not going to be impeachment. Now it's not a party politics. It's not that. All in the soul of Rivers State. And like I tell you, Wike still want to remain. He doesn't want to go the way of Odile. He doesn't want to go the way of.
For how long will he be able to do that?
He will fight with his blood. He will fight.
How long will he be able to do that?
So now it's not between Wike now saying, okay, if this is the way it is, now let me leave this government for Fubara. Let me this government for Fubara, and now let me even not for Fubara. Let me leave this minister thing. Let me go and fight and give it to Wike. Wike is working though. Wike is a bulldozer. Wike is a designer. Anywhere you see him, I've not been to Abuja in recent times, but people that are there, they are saying that man is doing magic there. In the history of the FCC minister, is the best. So it's a performer. That's another credit to something you give to him. Then Wike command respect, political respect. In politics, he single-handedly finished PDP. So when there's no leader that want to look at that, you also want to consider it. I say, hey, is this type of person I can win? What if I let Wike go? What will it happen to me? And let me not tell you, it's not. You can't sit down. We can't sit down here and say Fubara will take Rivers State just like that. And we win Rivers politics.
But don't you feel, in as much as I want also...
Because like somebody said, he said, see, Fubara, don't think that the people loves you. Tell him that don't take this one to the bank and don't take this one to election. You will lose. Because you're my enemy.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
It's my friend.
All right, thank you so much, Engineer Boyoju. Before actually expended a lot of time on rather. All right, I want us to take a look at this, then I get to open the phone lines while we receive calls, and then of course take a look at others. PDP is well and alive, says Makinde, and then of course that headline has this rider. Says party will shock critics beyond imagination. I'm going to link this particular story with another story that looks more like it. Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde on Friday declared that the People's Democratic Party (PDP) remains strong, united, and ready to surprise its critics ahead of the 2027 general elections. Makinde spoke at the PDP Southwest stakeholders meeting held in Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital, where he dismissed claims that the party was dead, insisting that the PDP is well and alive. The meeting attracted party leaders and political office holders from across the southwest states of Lagos, Ogun, Oyo, Ondo, Osun, and Ekiti. Prominent among those present were the Speaker of the Oyo State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Debo Ogundoyin, PDP members of the House of Representatives from Oyo State, former Osun State Governor Prince Olagunsoye Oyinlola, National Secretary of the party, Senator Samuel Anyanwu, represented by Deputy National Chairman South, Taufik Arapaja, Southwest PDP Chairman Kamarudin Ajishafe, and former Ogun State governorship candidate Honorable Ladi Adebutu, among others. Addressing the gathering, Governor Makinde said the massive turnout of party faithful as well as recent defections into the PDP had proven those who declared the party dead wrong. He urged party leaders and members across the region to remain united and committed to the grassroots, stressing the need to strengthen party structures at the community, ward, and local government levels. Okay, I want to link that very quickly to very quickly to another story that looks just like that. Still talking about Makinde. Very quickly. Okay, I'm comfortable in PDP, Makinde says after meeting Tinubu. Okay, that's still coming from the Vanguard newspaper. Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde has said he's not dumping the People's Democratic Party (PDP) despite the recent wave of defections in his party. Makinde said this after meeting with President Bola Tinubu at the presidential villa in Abuja on Thursday. When asked if he's also considering joining the ruling All Progressives Congress (APC) like his former colleagues in the PDP, Makinde said he's comfortable with the PDP. Makinde maintained that addressing Nigerian problems requires bipartisan approach with contributions from all political parties in the interest of the country. Okay, the Oyo governor arrived at the Aso Villa shortly after Plateau State Governor Kele Mutuang, who recently defected from the PDP to the ruling APC. Both governors were received separately and proceeded to the president's office. Makinde was a key member of the group of 5 PDP governors, popularly known as the G5, who opposed the emergence of former Vice President Atiku Abubakar as the party's presidential candidate ahead of the 2023 general elections. Engineer Bayanju, Makinde, PDP, Tinubu, APC.
You know, sometimes when politicians speak in Nigeria, you just want to be careful before you start commenting on it, because but what they will do, they will still tell you they are not going to do it. So if politician is going to go to B, they will tell you that they are going to A.
Do you see Makinde decamping?
Well, any politician can decamp. We have even this moved one that we talk about. There was a speculation sometimes that he's gonna decamp, he's not going to decamp, or this or that. But many of them have even spoken more than this one, that they are not good.
No, considering the steps and moves that Makinde has made in recent times, trying to save the soul of the PDP, do you feel he can decamp?
I said you can't trust any party member. Forget about what he has done or what he has not done. That he has done anything does not mean he can't decamp. Some of these governors that have decamped, I did not make statements. I did not done one thing or the other to save their party. So that's what we're talking about. But I think why Makinde will not decamp is, number one, if the APC did not allow him, they can give him the Osun treatment, where they buy him from the campaign, and that man went to accord. That's one. Two, if he insists on his presidential hope for presidential ambition, you know, now that the PDP has sold the ticket to South, so at least Makinde has opportunity to do that, and they are also looking at Jonathan. They still want Jonathan to come, and well, I think it's still open for Peter Obi, because I'm very sure that Peter Obi cannot win Atiku in ADC. No matter how far he's trying. And now that what Obasanjo is doing, it did not work, because recently Kwakwaso said Kwakwaso has not agreed to Obasanjo's moves that he should advise Peter Obi. Okay. Now, so because Kwakwaso has come out to say that Peter Obi cannot win election, that the majority of the North do not like him. So with that, then it means Kwakwaso's is also out of it.
But would that assertion be right?
Said,
would that assertion be right?
Well, it may not be. So we're in the world of social media, so it may not even be true. But then that was just, and if he said that truly, well, that was just his own opinion. Okay. But you see, Peter Obi is somebody that is not ready to contest election. He's losing for ticket, and I'm not sure the PPM himself so well to contest for election. Now the ADC said, "Come, I say, where we be here? Nobody. It's not automatic for anybody. If you want to win, you win." And we're going to sign that whoever wins, we're going to join
support the person.
Support the person. So that's why it's been going up and down within the party hierarchy to ensure that maybe they will give him that ticket. Now using the former President Olusegun Obasanjo now to work. And also Obasanjo too has gone to Minna to use, they are the chief executive officer of Nigerian company. There are 3 of them: Obasanjo, Babangida, and Absalom. And the one that decide the fate of this country politically most times. But then
Abdusalam Abubakar.
Yes. So Obasanjo is working very hard to ensure that he gets the ticket for Obi. But Atiku too, and unfortunately Atiku and Obasanjo, they are not in good terms. So that is why Atiku may not give in easily. And when you talk of ADC, it's the brain work of Atiku.
Definitely.
And I don't see Peter Obi defeating Atiku at the primaries, no matter how anybody try, including Obasanjo himself. So Peter Obi may be floating, and the only option left for him, Jonathan refused to join PDP, is for him to come back to PDP.
Jonathan has always been a member of the PDP.
I know. I said to join. No. This is your state manhood. It's better for you. Once you join that party and you lose your statesmanship. Like they are helping you. I think it's better to continue to enjoy that one. Because once you join the race, you become a politician, and all those rights will be withdrawn from you.
Definitely.
So it will also be considered, and people will also say, and if I were Jonathan, I would say, well, beware of the eye of Marsh, because Julius Caesar failed to heed that word from his wife, and he banged his life for it, and he was killed. So that people are saying, yeah, you are the one. They are the people that say you are not the one the other time that makes you lose. So, but in politics, you can't say this. You can't conclude in politics. The politicians, they know how to play their game. But then, as it is now, I think the campaign, well, as the only Yoruba state and not ordinary Yoruba state, the major one, I think the presidency will want to talk to him and said, Ibadan is the capital of the southwest. So what's the problem? But some people will be telling him that you are a potential presidential candidate. So but then, at all said and done, you don't trust politicians. They can still decamp tomorrow. Even Kwakwanso will have decamped with all his negotiations, not because he said, I said, you give me vice president. If you give me vice president, you can't do it in APC.
Okay.
And then they are still negotiating.
And if that should happen, definitely there will be also another.
And you know there are problems. There are problems presently in the presidency, because I read somewhere that the Americans, one of the conditions they give Tinubu is that you will never feed a Muslim to join you
as a vice president.
So you have to make sure it is a Christian. It can be from the north, but pick a Christian north. And what's the name of the vice president now? Shetima. So what to do? So that's another issue on its own. That there is a problem now. If you drop this man, he can spell a death knell for the party in the next election. Except the man agree willfully and did not. And in politics, like I told you, nobody wants to lose relevance. Once you lose your position in politics, you have lost relevance. And that's why people like El-Rufai are fighting tooth and nail. Aregbesola, all of them issue. That's why they are fighting, because they know that there's nothing again for them. Look at the way El-Rufai commanded power in Kaduna. But today, he goes to Kaduna, nobody knows that he's there. And that's politics for you. And that's why a politician is always fighting to be there. Somebody wants to be second time. After second time, want to be commissioner. And he want to be a senator. He want to be minister. Because he want to be in the game. Sometimes it's not about money again. They have made it's about relevance. It's about their political relevance in the country's political equation.
It's all right. Okay, so let me get to open the phone lines now so that we get to actually receive calls. 090-6000-7386. That's the number to call this morning to share your views on the program. 090-6000-7386. Okay, let me pick this call. Hello and good morning. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, good morning. Your name and where you come from?
Good morning. My name is Vincent, coming from Ado.
Okay, Mr. Vincent, let's have you quickly.
Yes, I would still like to continue with what I've been saying. If Mr. President has really done well, I think the lobbying about governors to become to APC and all these things, I don't think it will come up. Because for me, it has really failed on its campaign promises. All the things he promised to do, he has not done them. And this is a president who has been in power since 1999. He has not left government. He could have been the best person to handle this country. All what he now doing was just how to get money, to pass it to the governors, to pass it to the legislators, and try to lobby them into our party. He has not done well. He promised to fix the refinery. As the refinery will be fixed up to now, he promised that we're going to get 24 hours light. As light will be fixed up to now. For me, I always say you are a good visionary. Go and look at your manifestos and your promises. If you have done well concerning where you are going, you will know. Because there is no way you will walk a distance and you will not look back to check where you are coming from and what lapses you have left behind. But him is not doing that, and he's claiming to be a good leader, letting governors making them to become because of the money is promising to give them. Is it the same money? It's our sweat. These are the policy of taxation you have got on board. It's still our sweat. We are still suffering for it. Go to park today. Then you have to leave from Ado to Abuja. How much will you pay? Is there how it is before now?
All right.
So for me, I not done well at all. For me, I not done well. I not done well at all. All of the way how to get the money to give to the governors to able to gather people to themselves. That's it.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Vincent from Ado-Ekiti. 090607386.
Unfortunately, political alignment and realignment is part of politics, and it has nothing to do whether you do well or not. In politics, there's always a political alignment and realignment.
Okay, let's get to pick this call. Hello and good morning.
Good morning,
Good morning, Mr. Owoshagun.
Mr. Oshegun
Yes, I got
from
it.
Ado-Ekiti.
Good morning, sir.
I greet the engineer in the house.
All right.
Talking about non-appropriation in Rivers State. There is some school of thought that the former sole administrator gave a budget to the National Assembly and that it was passed by the National Assembly and that budget will run for a year. And that budget will lapse maybe around June of 2026. I don't know how far that is true.
Okay.
If that is true, I don't see would there be another appropriation? Then secondly, there is this school of thought that the governor has the prerogative to spend for 6 months without a budget. How do we reconcile that? That's just my comment this morning. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much for your contribution this morning, Mr. Owoshagun from Ado-Ekiti. 090607386. That's the number to call this morning to share your views on the program. 090607386. Okay, we have another call. Hello and good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, ma.
Yes. My take on
Your name?
the rest of that money can come calling from
Okay, let's have you, ma.
Yes. My take on Oyo State government. You know, politicians were very strong at times. He went to listen to the president together with the governor that come from his party. Let's talk about. One great politician has said something. He said, when he came back from Abuja, said this man may not be kind, but he may feel him a weak candidate in Oyo State, so that they can defeat, so that the APC can defeat. I believe it. Then concerning Rivers State, was it in 2024? He presented the budget to three house. 3 people out of the legislature, out of something, presented the budget to 3 people. So this is not a banana republic now. So 3 places is that budget they are asking him to come and represent. The budget that presented to 3 people. That is what they are asking him to do. Then concerning Fubara and Wike, Fubara came from the Umaru area, which is the job. Wike is from Ipere, the most popular country. You know, if you have been, know the politics of Rivers State. When Wike was there, go and Google it. When you know the Wani family, the militant in Omo, it was Wike that eradicated those people. You want they should release them, you want they should stop people on the road. We went to Omo, we found all their mansions there. So that the people getting themselves together, supporting Fubara now. When Amechi was advising him, Amechi knew what he was talking about. Because Amechi too is from the Koro area. So I just hope and I pray that Fubara should stay with whoever they will be setting with. If not, in Rivers State, they are not OPC people. They belong to PDP. Maybe that they may fall to OPC. The people there, they are not OPC. Majority of the people there. So wherever we go, also because of where it comes from, I just say this is setting their matter. Good morning. The fear of this country will be stopped.
Amen and amen. Thank you so much for your contribution this morning. Mommy Funke from Oshiekiti. Okay, I have another call this morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, my name is Adedeji Abinka.
Okay, Mr. Adedeji, let's have you.
Oh yes, as a Nigerian, I think we are concerned about the process of knowledge that we are passing across the board. Concern, I mean, only the type of democracy that we are practicing in Nigeria. I'm talking about different narratives of politicians. Now, if we are starting African countries like Burkina Faso and Niger, who are so much autonomous with their government, I'm talking about people with kind of government they have. It's not realistic. I'm talking about no conversation with the people that they actually have the same power that go from their country. And we are the countries that are practicing democracy should what democracy give us. Even the United States of America as a superpower is in the president showing us what democracy should give us. I'm talking about in your country, people can't say about democracy. But when the demonstration wanting the superpower is, they don't really understand because it's also about the people. So what I'm saying is, if we are privileged as a country to have a democracy, we are having all kinds of narratives about politicians that the people cannot understand. We have children that are going, we have children that want to learn what, even undergraduates, maybe even undergraduates of political science, maybe they don't really have anything to say concerning what the way in Nigeria, I mean, they cannot decide to very meaningful topics because they cannot understand the meaning of this kind of democracy. I'm talking about we have somebody, you are very something, and you are very good at doing something that another way around you also find it doing another wrong thing. Please, you have the talent, but how about the place where you're supposed to do? So what I'm saying is, as in Nigeria, we are concerned about the kind of body of knowledge we are passing across to the next generation. Either you're a politician or another graduate or somebody, I mean, that is going on. And also, African countries like Nigeria, like Burkina Faso, what are we telling them that what democracy is all about? Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much for your contribution this morning. Mr. Adedeji Adeyinka from Ado-Ekiti. 090-6000-7386. That's the number to call this morning to share your thoughts on the program. 090-6000-7386. Okay, so right about now, let's go for a very short break, and once we're back, the program will continue. It's still Iban at 5.1 FM, and the program is the Round Table Talk.
When others discuss issues, they do so in half measure. But here, you are guaranteed a full measure, from politics to other trending national issues. This is where we, with the contributions of experts and opinion holders, dissect issues in full measure as they unfold. This is the Round Table Talk on Ajoba 95.1 FM. Stay tuned.
Welcome back from that break. It's still Iban at 5.1 FM, and the program is the Roundtable Talk. My in-house analyst is still with me in the studio this morning in person of engineer Obayonju. And of course, we're still taking a look at various stories, and of course, you could also call in. Already released the studio line earlier, 090-6000-7386. Let me get to pick this call, and then we'll kick things off from there. Hello and good morning.
Hello, sir.
Hello, sir. Good morning.
Yes, Mr. Vincent calling from Ado.
Mr. Vincent, I'm giving you 30 seconds.
Yes. I want to just talk about Wike. You see, Wike, before Wike become a governor, we have other people ahead of him as a governor as well. And what I want to just see, what I saw in Wike is a proud man. That proudness is going to kill him.
Okay.
Because they say he's going to make him fall because they say pride go before fall.
Okay.
He's a proud man. So anything he has done, he wants everybody to bow before him. That's what I see with him. How can we talk the business we want? Because there was a specific time when we should come up and say, I will set fire in your state. You can talk to me and say, I owe nobody apology. You can talk to me and say, this, I think it's a friend, I think it's a demigod. This is a proud man.
According to you, sir?
Yes.
All right. Okay, Engineer Bayanjo, before I continue to pick calls, although definitely I'm still going to pick calls this morning, but before we pick calls, I want to take the particular story from Daily Post and then also going to ask you a very important question I've always wanted to ask. Okay, and that is coming from Daily Post newspaper. Automatic ticket issue will be resolved. APC expresses readiness to receive Kano's Yusuf. The chairman of the All Progressives Congress APC in Kano State, Abdullahi Abbas, has said the party is open to welcome Governor Abba Yusuf if he defects from the New Nigeria People's Party (NNPP). Abbas said the APC would not reject any politician joining its ranks, stressing that politics is about strength in numbers. Abbas added that the party's position has always been clear. On concerns about automatic tickets, Abbas said the issue is premature. He noted that Governor Yusuf will not be defecting alone. There are elected local government chairmen, councillors, and other political officers that will defect to our party with him. Okay. Sharing his personal view, he added, I believe in Nigerian political contest, it is very hard for an incumbent governor to fill the primaries. Abbas also dismissed reports about delays in the governor's defection. He described them as rumors, saying the governor didn't openly declare that he was coming to APC on a particular date. He explained that the defection by a state governor involves careful steps. I want to link that very quickly with another story that looks more like it, still coming from the Daily Post newspaper. You will not escape judgment. NNPP paints gloomy picture of Governor Yusuf's political future. The New Nigerian People's Party (NNPP) has stated that Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf of Kano State will face consequences for betraying the party. The governor quit the NNPP on Friday, claiming it was in a bad situation that could not be fixed. He left the party together with some members of the House of Representatives and the State House of Assembly. This happened just a few days after the Kano State chapter of the NNPP asked him to officially resign his membership before he joined the All Progressives Congress (APC). Yusuf made the decision after he had a private meeting with President Bola Tinubu. Reacting, the NNPP, in a statement signed by its National Publicity Secretary Ladipo Johnson, criticized the governor for claiming there is an irredeemable crisis within the party. The statement called its claim baseless and said it was an afterthought since the party recently held congresses to elect its leadership, starting from the ward level up to the National Convention, which took place on December 20, 2025, with the governor present at these events and the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) supervised them. Additionally, the party reminded the governor that it participated in and won 2 supplementary elections in August 2025 for the Bagwai, Shanuno, and Gari Sawaya constituencies. Engineer Bayanjo, Kano State Governor Yusuf, NNPP, APC.
You know that in Kano State, the Kokonsia movement of Engineer Kokwanso is still very standing, and in most cases, after the exit of Ganduje, even during Ganduje's time, it was still the same Kokonsia movement that gave him that platform until the APC now came in, or before Kokwanso joined NPP. But as it is now, it is dicey for Yusuf. You know, I expect him to have finalized that negotiation of automatic ticket, because if they didn't give him automatic ticket, then it means that he has to go and contest for it in primaries.
That was a serious issue.
Which may be in fact, it's not a serious, which may be problem for him, because to get it may be difficult. But again, he's also having a leverage, which I think he must have thought about. That is the fact that even Kwekwanso too is not there, conversation with the APC to know which one that he wants to go. He will have even gone, if not because he's just trying to play wise, today that I can't decamp or secretary to the government. So I said, okay, at least I know what I'm going for. But for Yusuf, with that in mind, if there's a disintegration with that movement, then with Nigerian system of politics and our leaders' system of doing election, he may come in if they give him automatic ticket. But if he has to contest for it, you know that they are going to fight against him, and he may lose that election. But at the same time, no, political powers today, a lot of things can change. People that are saying we are not going to may now fight. A lot of people are saying I can never be in this party. I can never join this party. You see them now joining the same party. A lot of people say I can never leave my party. You see them leave their party. A lot of people have said so in politics. You don't. That's why we say don't trust politicians, because what they tell you today now they may bring another thing tomorrow. And if you're in politics and they are promising you, don't rely on that promise, because they promise you within 1 hour they can promise another person, and it may be the last meeting is always the best meeting. That's where decisions are taken. So that is it. But as it is presently now, I think with the people that have gone with him, all he needs to do now is to look before he leaves. And also find him once he joins to APC, you should find a way of infiltrating the movement and get more people to his side. He has everything to do that. He has a lot of money, 44 local government in Kano State with billions. I think after Lagos State now, it's Kano State that collecting the highest. So in terms of revenue, no, it's not even
after Lagos. It's Rivers.
It's Rivers. No, it's not even Lagos. Lagos does not come through. After Delta is number 1, Rivers number 2, Akwa Ibom. I think Kano is also one of those people that are collecting very high money.
Right,
so
top 10.
Top 10. He has a lot of money to really lobby a lot of people, and he has a lot of contract. He has a lot of project to lobby them, because all he needs to do is to infiltrate any camp that's against him, so that he can get people to his side before the election.
All right, thank you so much, sir. Okay, I wanted to ask you this question. Then, of course, I get to open the phone lines again. 09060007386. Engineer Banyoju, do you see either Makinde or Jonathan winning Asiwaju come 2027? Either Makinde, Jonathan, Obi. I think those are the names, and then, of course, Asiwaju himself. Do you see any of these three winning Asiwaju, since presidency is expected to be zoned to the south? But before you answer that question, let me pick this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Hello, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Yes, sir.
My name is Ovan, calling from Pepper Station Jam.
Your name is?
My name is Ovan, calling from Pepper Station Jam.
Okay, your name is Azan. I got that. I didn't get where you're calling from.
Ovan.
Okay, Evans from.
Ovan, calling from Pepper Station Jam.
All right.
I want to talk of this Rivers State. Hello?
Hello, we can hear you. You have the floor, please.
I want to talk of the issue of Pepper Station Rivers State.
Okay.
What Fubara does, if you not fight them, join them. That shortly. The issue of Adeleke, system. If the governor of Ekiti not do well, I will transfer my vote a better start to Osun. Because the way the Adeleke governor did, that is good thing to me.
Okay, Mr. Evans, thank you for your thoughts this morning. 09060007386, that's the number to call this morning to share your thoughts on the program. And the last time I checked, we've not talked about Ekiti State Governor or Osho State Governor. I'm not even sure we've talked about the voters card as of this morning. So please, let's limit our contributions to whatever it is that we are discussing. Yes. Okay, of course, I know interesting times lies ahead politically, especially for Ekiti State. Elections are at the corner already. However, for now, pending when we have discussions revolving around elections and performance of the governor and a whole lot of things in that direction, please let's limit our contributions to whatever it is that we are discussing for the day. 09060007386, that's the number to call this morning to share your thoughts on the program. 09060007386. So, Engineer Banyoju, I was asking.
Looking at that, number one, let's look at Nigeria. Has any democratically elected president lose election?
Yes, Jonathan did.
Jonathan did. He considered that election. Yeah. Tafawa Balewa, even at that time, did not lose election. That considered, at the end of the day, he said there are prayers on him to concede. So he considered, and since that time, Obasanjo did not lose election. Even there were all the who's and cries about late former President Buhari. He did not lose that election. It's been very, very difficult for.
Let me get to pick this call. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, your name and where you're coming from?
My name is Follow the Chris.
Okay, from where?
Adekiti.
Okay, Mr. Chris, let's have it quickly.
Yeah, a while ago you asked a question from the analyst there that you asked him whether Obi, Makinde, or anyone coming from the southwest will be able to defeat the president.
Yes.
Let me attempt to answer that question.
Okay.
I suppose none of them have that capacity to defeat the president.
Okay.
I can tell you. And you can take that money to the bank. Because I assure you as paid due. And politically, none of them have that capacity. And that's that. So now let me come to the issue of Wike. As far as I'm concerned, Wike, a while ago, somebody also called that Wike is proud. I don't think so. Because this is politics. In politics, if you lose relevance, then you are nobody. We are also, at least I could remember vividly. I'm also being involved in politics when I was in school. So, and I know the way it works. So, in politics, it's a game of wit as well as game of number. You can see Wike is so strategic by going about all the local governments in Rivers State, trying to canvass for support. Why didn't Fubara borrow a leaf from them? Have you seen Fubara going about or owing some strategically meeting? I don't see that. In fact, there's every tendency Fubara will go. He will be impeached. Because he seems, as far as I'm concerned, he's still not mature politically. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
All right, thank you. Have a good day too, Mr. Follow the Chris from Ado-Ekiti. 090-6000-7386. That's the number to call this morning.
So, having looked at all the history of Nigerian president, democratic elected, there's only one, that's Jonathan, and he said it's prayer. That's one. Now let's look at each of them. Now, Obi in 2003 really showed a lot of strength and wit by coming out for the first time and garner 6 million votes.
Okay, let's pick this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, my name is Adedeke Adeyinka.
Mr. Adedeke Adeyinka, 30 seconds.
Oh yes, fine. Politics is a game of win and number. But the democracy about that. What I'm saying is, what is important is politics, Eastern policy with the right conscience that maintains democracy. That is what we need as Nigeria. That is what the kind of democracy we want to show to the whole world. But what I'm also saying is that if you have somebody going from one local government to another, is it part of the job you are doing as the federal capital territory minister? And as we are campaigning as what? Is it in line with what the Constitution permits you to do at that particular time? You are doing something on your own because you are what? Is that the democracy we are talking about? People that are not practicing democracy have we not become a national substance? So please, what is important is the Constitution? What is important is the politics that maintain democracy, with the right conscience. That is what is important. That's what we want to to the next generation of how to maintain humanity and how to maintain what we are calling democracy. Not deceiving ourselves in our own thing, in our own way, and try to establish a long narrative. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Adedeke Adeyinka, for your contribution this morning. 090-6000-7386. That's the number to call this morning.
I know many people that are the president. Yeah, we can.
Even the River State, when he was governor, they called him Mr. Nobody that you think he can do it. What for that person? You must sit in the corner of our room to condemn him. Let's all go out there. One cast of to the person that you think he can carry us to the promised land. The whole of this country will be restored.
Amen and amen. Thank you so much for your contribution on this one. And once again, Mommy from Careful, we're from Ushi-Ekiti. 090-6000-7386. That's the number to call this morning to share your thoughts on the program. 090-6000-7386. All right, so Engineer, who do you see winning against Ashiraju?
Now, for Obi, Ghana 6 million votes at that time, and we all know what contributed to it. At that time, there has been this issue of Muslim ticket, this issue of involving churches and a lot of things. When now the issue of churches after election, a lot of barrage and backslashing go to church. Goes is that the governors control majority of the. But these are the people that the foot soldiers that control their various areas to influence them to a particular area and some and other factors. So that one may not be active. For Jonathan, yes, Jonathan because of his pedigree, and people are looking at him that if it comes to maybe PDP, he may shake the APC, but that's not to say that he may win Ashwaju. But overall, the problem that the APC is going to have overall is that by picking a southern candidate, is going to also have effect on the total number of votes that will have gone to the ruling party. And unlike when it was not the other time, it was not against South. But if it's against South against South, you definitely will know that the region that that candidate comes from will also be totally out for the ruling party at that time. Though that may not mean that the ruling party may not get 25%, and they may not get 25% in those areas. If you pick Jonathan, for example, it may be difficult for you to get 25% by Bayelsa State and some other part of the South. So now, if you pick Obi, it may be difficult for you to get 25%, though it does as you say in 2003, but that may not play the same thing again. So overall, politics is not mathematics. I won't want to sit down here and conclude and say this person can display, this person cannot display, because sometimes it's all about the people. The democracy is the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. But my what we have been canvassing before has been that people should vote based on their conscience and not based on inducement, because most of the times the voter way it goes. But if they allow people to vote their conscience, people can say no. Anybody that is making money to me, has not done well. Anybody that wants to, you continue to have the same result. So politics is not mathematics. Somebody cannot sit down and conclude. Sometimes political game can change within 24 hours, and to be the trick to another side.
Let me get to pick this call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Your name and where you calling from?
From Wado.
All right, Mr.
Thanks for your friends. Your visitor there. I like his analyst. So the issue of good amount with money, I think is not the problem. Yes, on the day of election, you are journalists. Those who do and later those who register, so people stay at home. They didn't come out. Few always come out. If you look at number of people registered in a particular state, look at number of people goes. Majority did not goes. That's a problem. If you come out and put on votes as we register, you know this of money, you know, few people you always collect money. Most of the people that vote, they didn't collect money. So all these people didn't come out for voting. That's why. But in another part of this country, now you see they come out en masse. That's the problem. But in the South, we just stay at home. I think what we want to watch, the television, the radio, what what's going on. That's our problem.
All right, thank you so much for your contribution this morning, Mr. Femi from Ado-Ekiti. 090-6000-7386. That's the number to call this morning to share your thoughts on the program. Interesting times ahead, I must say. Engineer Bayojo, I want to ask you this very all-important question. The ban on political activities as regards the election in the Ekiti State was lifted about 2 or 3 days ago, January 21 to be specific, and it appeared that online the narrative is changing. We have different contestants from different political parties posting up their campaign posts and everything online.
Well, online,
where do you see the speculum? So, because the reason I'm asking this is, of course, probably maybe offline, on site, maybe we'll get to see the narratives very soon. But what do you think, or what do you think the pendulum
We
has
want to
swung?
see what others have to offer. We have been seeing BAO posters.
Yes, a lot of them are a lot of
Not
them-
online.
Not online.
In Yopora, in Yemero, how many people are online there? You know,
In
sometimes
Yemero.
sometimes it's mistakes for people to think that in the remote village to think that online does not vote. Come out to a station like this and tell us what you ask. People want to listen to alternatives. They want to listen to something else. The BAO have been telling us what we want to
Since
do.
2022.
True. They are not there. In fact, there's a program where every radio station in the state carries it. Now, everybody knows what is offering, what he wants to offer. Let somebody else come and tell us what.
And I
what
guess he was able to do that because, of course, as an incumbent governor, you have the capacity to
What
do
does
that.
others have to offer? If you stay online, you are just wasting your time. Let people come and hear. Come to radio. At least in everywhere in the state, people have transistor radio. And for most people that have, but there may be light in the place and there's no internet, there's facility there. So that's what we say. I'm not talking about whether there's no light. There are power in most of the states, but they don't have internet facility to listen to watch the online whatever you are doing. Come here now. Ban has been lifted. Let's hear you. Let's hear what you want to do. People want to hear something else, an alternative. Let's hear them now, so that people can make their
So that we know
people
what
can
parties to
people can
select
make their
from.
choices. Maybe we have parties that even have something to offer much more better than this, or we have people that have something else to offer. So let's come and hear it. The ban has been lifted now. So now come out now and talk to people. That's it. That's it. Democracy is not one-sided. It should be all in all. So let other people come and showcase what they have to offer. Let people also come and hear them talk. There are 11 radio stations in the state. Pick anyone you like. Pick a program like this and come and tell the people of Ekiti what you have to offer before the election. That's it. Like I said, as it is now, it's one-man show. Everybody today,
far.
if you open your Ife radio today, yes, no day you open your radio, you will not hear something about BAO. There's no way you are going anywhere and you will not see something about BAO. So if you now think that you want to, if BAO is doing that, and you want to stay on the online or according to you, and now begin to talk there, then you are wasting your time. You are wasting your time, or probably wasting your money too. Come now and let people hear what you have to offer that is better than the incumbent governor. And people want alternative. People want to hear something else.
And I think that's the beauty of
Democracy is not one-sided. It shouldn't be one-sided.
That's the beauty of
It shouldn't be
democracy.
one-sided thing.
That's the beauty of democracy. Okay, thank you so much for your thoughts this morning, Engineer Obayonju. You've heard it all, you've heard it all, especially for the political actors, okay, candidates of other political parties. We are available to echo your voice to the people. Let people get to know what you actually have in store for them. Let them know your manifesto. Let them know what you actually have, your plans. Okay, your plans and aspirations for the people of Ekiti State. That is what makes democracy very interesting. And the funniest part is you have less than 6 months to be able to do this. Elections are around the corner. June is here. I don't want to announce the date. I'm not INEC, okay? So, but June is here. June 2026 is just about 5 months away, okay? If you remove January is the end, and today is 24th. All right, so please and please, you can make it down. Of course, you can make it down to our station to actually do the needful. All right, so like I was saying, so you can use the opportunity to come on here and talk about what your plans, what your objectives, what your manifesto is for the people of Ekiti State. And of course, to do that is very simple. All you need to do is come down to Ayoba 95.1 FM. We are located behind UBA Bank Road at Ekiti. And of course, just discuss with the marketing team that you want to feature either on this program to be able to reach out to people, or have your own independent program, or any of our political programs like Orotonlo, which is the Yoruba version of this program that runs Mondays through Fridays from 11 to 1 every Mondays through Fridays, or on this program every 9 to 11 on Saturdays. We'll give you the platform to do that. Or you could also call me on 0816 894 9556. I take that again, 0816 894 9556. You could also send messages on WhatsApp, and then of course we get to discuss, and then we bring you on air. Thank you so much. All right, so Engineer Obayonju, okay, let's have you very quickly.
Well, I just want to use this medium to wish my better half, my one and only, my sweetheart, the wife of my youth, a happy and wondrous birthday. Sweetheart, I love you so much. You have been the best thing that has happened to me. I don't know what my life would have been without you. I just want you to say you are the best. I love you. Enjoy your day and have fun. Thank you.
Wow, like I said, don't marry shy. If you are single, sorry. All right, happy birthday to Mrs. Obayojo. I wouldn't know whether you're an engineer, so anyway. So happy birthday to Mrs. Obayojo. We wish you many more years in peace and prosperity. Can I have to pick one more call? Let me pick this call as I begin to say my bye.
I'm very happy for the birthday of your wife.
Okay.
Give her the address so you come and live with you.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. It's been a wonderful program today, I must say, and to each and every of our callers, listen from Adwekiti, Mr. Wushogun from Adwekiti, Mommy from Kefu Wuwe from Ushiekiti, Mr. Adedeji Adeyinka from Adwekiti, Mr. Evans from GRA Adwekiti, Mr. Falu de Chris, as well as Mr. Femi from Adwekiti. Thank you so much. And to the program, I've seen a lot of things that we discuss here. I've seen things come up in time. I get feedbacks from people about this program, and I want to say a very, very big thank you. Without you, we cannot do it. So I want to say a very big thank you to you all. And until next week, Saturday, when the Roundtable Talk eats your radio waves again. I am your friend from another mother, your brother from another mother. Tenyola Akande is my name. Let's not forget, let me say a very big thank you to my general manager, Mr. Adiwale Ojo. Thank you for the platform, as always, sir. I am very grateful. Until next week, I am your very good friend and brother, Tenyola Akande is my name. My people call me the golden voice in radio, saying, be a good Nigeria. Pray for the prosperity of Nigeria. As elections are coming in June, please and please, we do not want violent politics. We do not want violent politics, okay? Play your politics, but play it peacefully. Run your campaigns, run them peacefully. No violence, no attacks on anyone. All right? Until next week, be good and be a good Nigerian.